Welcome back, folks, to the greatest story ever told in the history of the stock market. It follows then that you are the heroes, the revolutionaries, the mystery's final page. We meet each other on these streams not to celebrate, not to preempt, not to presume. We don't fall in line behind a leader. We unite instead behind a self-evident truth. We are, and always have been, the underdog. We know the enemy will throw the kitchen sink, the rest of the kitchen, and probably our own house at us before they admit defeat. Knowing we are the underdog demands that we fight harder and longer than those who stand against us, the powerful few that control the many. But there's only one true power, ape power. This may be the best, this may be the only chance we ever get to enshrine our values, those we cherish the most. The price of a front row ticket to the greatest show on earth is just over $170. This isn't financial advice. This isn't me organizing an army of apes. This is what is known as an absolute fucking bargain. If you're asking yourself, can I get it cheaper? Cool, we've got answers to that coming up. But if you want to say that you bought a ticket today, this week, on the very last day, if you want to stand at the front lines and flash your arse in the face of the enemy, if you want to bring radical vengeance to those wankers, you've got 15 minutes left until the gate closes. Bing bong. This is episode 5 in the greatest story ever told about the greatest show we've ever seen. You are the heroes. You are the revolutionaries. We are the mystery's final page. And I'll continue the tradition of free Scottish education, which we began in the 1800s and wrote in as a human right. I'll continue that after I catch up with everybody in chat. I want to thank all the new members and everybody who's joined up to support the channel. Of course, you can see there's links below to do that. If you don't see them working, just copy and paste them without the www and you'll get there. There's a Patreon, there's memberships, there's all sorts of ways to support the channel, and it's all very appreciated. I'm not going to focus on that too long. I'll get into the TA in a minute. How is everybody? Is everybody sitting comfortably? Everybody strapped in? Got your duty-free? There's intact under the seat underneath you. We got a new super chat. Mika Monte. How's it going, Mika Monte? Good to see you, everybody. Dobermamba has become a member. That was 21 hours ago. This will be after the last stream. And on the previous stream, I didn't get around to a super chat from Aaron, who said, have you ever seen Trainspotting? Which is a joke. And a good one, too. Right, so we've caught up, and everybody in chat is saying, what, is the chat loaded up yet? Yes, it is loaded. Oh, there's the super chat. Banana Air. Yep, hope you like the thumbnail today. Your wife's boyfriend. How's it going, mate? Justin, Jeff Smith. How you doing, Jeff? Dad puns or bad puns are here. Max, you're here, Max. Keenigan. Vibados. Vic Kane. Vince Kane. Vin Kane. Casey Hansen. Ancient Adamo. Julius Miami. How's it going? Max Greenwell. Welcome to Jimp. Hey. Andrew L. Donjo360, how are you all doing? Hey, PH3D, how you doing? Strapped down and waiting for the wife's boyfriend. Fun. Poo poo pop bachu. Dead Money All Stars. Yo. Still staggering around space by Nils kills. Bong bong. Ding-a-ling ding. Hunter Thompson. You, what's up, bro? How good to see you, mate. The Zig. Yo, you're back. How's it going? Apple. Hey, Apple. Probably get that a lot, right? Queen Bee. Everybody's here. AMC. Yo, you're here, mate. How's it going? Master Bilbo. How you doing? Jack Bell. Martin Wise. Colin. Ancient Rambo Games. Speech Jules. Spech. Arte Grego. Moon? Yeah, mate, it's looking good, isn't it? Andrew L. Hi. Space Captain. Daniel Assange. Wake up to Side Rider Monkey. Chat on. I'm so ready for this moon to happen. Hey, Jamie lad. Love the channel. Thanks, Howard. Need your passion. Somebody's at the door. Who is that? Oh, it's the cat. How you doing, Coco? I didn't know you'd learn to open doors. That's a new one on me. Tradespotting. Imagine if there is no squeeze. Right. Well, there's no squeeze happening right at this very second, so it's not that difficult to imagine that part of it. In your opinion, do you think that GameStop is undervalued fundamentally, considering they have new competent team? Yes, mate. I've covered that in my previous streams this week. This is episode 5. I think it was in episode 4, about a third of the way in, we talked about how it's undervalued based on its market potential. They still haven't got a new CEO, so I'm not 100% like committed to knowing what exactly the team looks like, but it looks fantastic so far, right? And I think that it's still, what I mean by that is I'm still and looking forward to being excited by hearing who the new CEO is going to be. Damn, I finally got banned from GameStop Meltdown. RIP, unlucky Thuggeritist. Yeah, unlucky. It makes a good read, right? Doesn't it? I think it did. I read it in the bath. It was funny. Eating a banana while watching. Nice one, Julian. Good to see one of your 5 a day. My 5 a day are all bananas. What about you, chat? Let's see some bananas in chat. Members, you guys have got special emojis that literally nobody's used any of yet. Yazoo, how you doing? Chuck Norris, Cachicho Valador. Cheers to Jamie and Rocky for all you are doing. Bing fucking bong. All right, guys. Yeah, thanks very much. So it's great to check in with chat. I see you're all doing well, happy. And we'll get over to the TA and continue the free education. Free education is a Scottish invention. It's the reason that we went on to then invent everything else. Since 1800s, every man and every woman has had the right to free education. This week, Rocky and I redoubled our efforts to this cause and to our shared cause to shine a light and fight against those who'd keep you in the dark, afraid of your own shadow. Remember, we own the float. We own the company. We are winning the fight. And we're never going back to reasonable land. Another super chat. Ricardo Rodriguez. Your passion is kick-ass. Man, my passion is our passion. Fucking look at all those bananas in chat. I'm talking fucking passion. Check that out. Another Kevin McCabe. Vlad blocked me on Twitter. Nice one. Well, Daniel, I bought a second membership on another Gmail account just to anger my wife. She'll be happy, Daniel. Kong and a spider monkey. Maybe I'll buy a third. Oh my goodness, it's kicking off. BH3HD's coming to Chimp. Yo, awesome. Thanks so much, everybody. Jeez, Jacker, how's it going? You getting a good bit?
Worthy minus $5. Streamlabs more secure than YouTube. Love ya, bro. Appreciate all.
Yo, oh, they didn't keep reading the message. Love ya all. And
Vlad blocked me on Twitter.
Vlad blocked you on Twitter. What a result. Yeah, you're right. I bought a second membership, and they're all coming up in a row like that. And check it out, Splash in the Glass. A splash in a glass. To get some of that, get my hands on my knees. Super Stonk Discord loves you. Sweet, thanks so much, Super Stonk Discord. Try and get my actually be able to speak, and then you'll be able to hear me as well as love me. Yes, thanks very much, Super Stonk. I love it. Everybody loves me. It's great. Well, it's got loads of positive messages along with the bad. Well and truly drowned out the bad. And like nobody should make any mistake. I'm not a leader of anything. We don't have a leader. We don't unite behind leaders. We aren't organized the way we've been patented. We're like individuals, you know, we unite behind a self-evident truth. That truth being we own the fucking company already. So where were we? We were going to do some free education, weren't we? So yeah, you've got 15 minutes left. You had 15 minutes left to get your ticket. Now you've got 7. If you want to be in today, and today, the last day of this week, then you've got 7 minutes left to buy your ticket. So many puts about to go, about to go boom, boom, boom. So let's see, eh? Let's see. Where's the max pain zone, actually? I'm just going to check this out. Shall I check this out, chat? Where's the max pain? We don't already know where it is. And so that means, like, if we're beating max pain, that's good news for lots of different reasons. And I suppose you'd call that technical analysis, though it isn't really. Right, so... I'm going to go to maximum pain, GME. Here we go. I love you, don't we, website? We absolutely love you. Bum bum bum, biddle bum bum bum. See? They can absorb that. Easy peas. That's about right. This is all about right, chat. And that's what we would expect to see when prices are finishing in around here. Whoa, look at that. I'm looking at Streamlabs. I can see that the camera quality works today. I hope that there's no buffering or anything else gash like that. You all feel free to guess when our little GME bouncing ball is going to hit right in the corner and what colour it's going to change to next. I've been informed that people are absolutely loving that. It's really Moorish. 3 more bucks, come on. Yeah, fucking right, come on. 3 more bucks. Is that our $3? Jamie, did you see Lou's tweet today? I didn't see Lou's tweet today, no. Didn't I see Lou's tweet today? I've not been on Twitter today, actually. I've been busy as shit, mate. Anyway, I'll get back to the doing some work because people like that sort of stuff, and then we can chat in a minute and catch up with what. But tell me what Lou's tweet said, please. And I'll catch up with you in a second, buddy, and see what you said, buddy. So what was I going to normally, right? What we would do would be like, oh, let's draw some horizontal support and resistance. What's that? Is that like... I've got dead pixels right where I'll take that right in the eye, right? So this is that overall fib. Okay, so we're on the 15 minutes, and that's where we're staying until the clocks tick down because, you know, I was saying that yesterday that it would be really nice to get in at 164. Obviously, 164 didn't happen. No retests allowed yet, buddy. I mean, we may well get something there on Monday, and we'll have a look at what Monday's price action might entail once today's price action is closed. But seeing as we're on a bit of a tear, we'll focus on this stuff, right? Okay. So expect to finish in around this sort of level. Yep. Are we going to expect to finish there? Maybe, but where do we want to get our trades? Probably here. That's what I've been doing. That's what I did just before I went live. I got my weekly... whatever. Would have preferred to have got it lowered, but, you know, it is what it is, chat. And we are what we are. So, right, I'll do some actual technical analysis, shall I? This is far too zoomed in. Still in our period of consolidation. Not broken out of this 236382 from our overall fib. Which fib is this on? Sorry, chat. This is our retrace. We want to check our... Shh, Coco, it's okay. I'll drag this over back here and check it out just to get it right. Meow. Right. That's better. There's our 1 and our 0. Move this over. Where are my tools? Here are my nifty tools. And we had our second Fibonacci retracement. Somebody asked me to look at a particular fib. I can't remember, and I said I would do it. So if you're in chat, let me know, and I can't remember which one it was. I'll have a look at it. Yes, so we're well above that. If you draw on this fib, and then we've done it all before, so we'll just use them for our horizontal support and resistance. There's that one comes in there. That's a mini level, which we've already seen. So today our high came in at around, what was that, 189 or so. Do you want to tell me what it is, TradingView? Market open, yeah, I got the market open, but 179.24. 179.24. And our previous high up there, yeah, 190 area, so that's where we're looking for next. This thrust up gave us a few tests of it. This one, is it likely to do the same? We'll confirm it on the RSI in a second. Anyway, we're drawing in our horizontal support and resistance based on these fibs, and then we're going to delete them. They were going to give us various price targets above us, which that one confluent with these highs, so we're obviously going to keep that in. This 382 is significant because it's the zone we need to break through, so we could draw in a liquidity box there, but we don't like drawing boxes on this channel that much, so we're going to drop a line instead. And so these are important levels to break through. Aside from that, you're looking up at the 382 of this previous fib, which is another level here. And then some people would tell you 265 because of this, but we know that the 236 from the previous fib is up here at 276, and after a thrust of that strength, you're likely to go right to the top of the next, the proper retracement here. That's the one you'll test when we get past 230, 228 areas. When we've confirmed that we're definitely above here, it's a hop, skip, and a jump to the 236. We won't be taking out this. We won't be worried about this 0.5 retracement here. Maybe we'll stall in and around that area after having hit here while we fuel up, and the people who didn't get orders before the move think, right, well, I can see that it's not going to get lower, and we put in a new level. So it might be that we set up a base camp in and around here, but the point is that these are the next levels we get to, and then your 618 on that fib, that will be a significant area, even though it looks like we're approaching highs. There will be some activity between here and here, which could be another place where we put in a base camp where people crap their pants. So people being the people we want to crap their pants. And we could look below, but we did that yesterday. I mean, we did that extensively yesterday, because it may still happen that people force, in a desperate situation, take desperate measures. And so we have to account for that in our thinking, and the technical analysis says it's possible, so we keep our open mind. But how much of a percentage chance of success that counts from a probability of 1, I'm not thinking it's very high, certainly not at this stage. And I'm not going to cover it, but if I was going to go down, look at the lower time frames, and the areas I'd be looking at are the same ones that I was talking about before. You'd be looking at 164. Sorry, now you would be looking down below. Your first stop would be 169. 42, 169.42, and then your next level down from that, you'd be really, really lucky to get anywhere. I mean, you know, maybe that 64 level goes a wee bit further, but you'd be really lucky, and you'd be really lucky to get in at 158. Based on the strength of this trend. Now, if something happens and it doesn't look lucky, as in when we get there, pardon me, then I'll tell you all about it. But from my perspective, it would be. Is this a head, shoulder? Oh my goodness. Yeah, so this is also, if it evolves, could be an inverted head and shoulders. And that would then confirm this with a 50% retrace as a cup and handle. So like we'll do the little things here. Like some people will be looking at this and they'll say, how do you do these inverted head and shoulders? Right, that's not perfect, but it's also difficult to see on this chart. Anyway, there's an inverted head and shoulders in there, and that picture I just drew didn't quite work. I think my colours are too similar. Anyway, we'll turn that off. There's an inverted head and shoulders potentially here, right? Some people would say that's a shoulder, that's a head, and this is a shoulder, and they say it's sloping up the way, right? Shoulder, head, shoulder. And they'd say it's going this direction, and they'd say the measured move off it was this measured move. Which you could expect to get around 60% of. But there's only a 40% chance of a formation like this working out if it's on its own and that's all you're looking at. So let's look at that. So a 60% move out of there would probably take us up around to the top of this liquidity zone around 230. And that would also be in line with this green line with our fib. So we could say that there's perhaps some chance that our next stop for a refueling before we shoot right up to start looking at moon time may well be in and around to the 230 levels. So how long's left? Today is closed 4 minutes ago. If you got in at 176.76. What a nice number to close on. And let's keep up with the price action after hours. Where is it then? Trading? Is it in trading? Events? Nope, definitely not an event symbol. Here we are, isn't it? It's here, isn't it? Extended hours intraday. I've got my 15-minute timeline on, so give me it. Good. And then we'll give a pre-post market post line. Do you want to give us it? Like, why do you not want to give us it, mate? Whatever. Anyway, so we've got the post market prices on now as well. 173.12. Is this coming in here? No, it's not. Well, for some reason, it's not giving me the settings, but we've got it on here and we can see. Can you see that actually? You probably can't. It's behind my face on Streamlabs. Yeah, you can't see it. Sorry. Some people also said I'd be better in the bottom left on their television. So let's just go over to the bottom left and then do that. Can we also turn me to... Can I flip this image? Invert selection. Does that do it? No, it doesn't. That does all sorts of other stuff that I didn't want it to do. Transform. Do you want to do that? Flip. There you go. Flip me vertical. No. Could flip me back. Whoa, that was a bit much. And then, sorry about this, chaps. Oh, look at that, look. Hey, I'm looking the same direction as price action, right? This makes more sense. Sorry, I couldn't deal with it the other way. I'd hate to be looking off their TVs like that. So I'm over here now. Whoops, and I should take this with me. You're mine. Get over here. Right, that's that. And then also, you can see the post-market prices there, which I'm actually going to close anyway, sorry. But it does mean that I can do this. Is that better? Is that better for everybody? That'll do, yes, that's fine. And then I'll move this over here. Okay, that's great. So I was looking at something there. What was it? It was a head and shoulders, and I was talking about how there was a measure and move off it. Yeah, and but this is the sort of thing that happens when you come to a tightening of the spring. All sorts of psychologies start to play out in the market. These patterns aren't patterns for pattern's sake. They are identified. They identify and signify psychology of market participants. So, oh, we thought we were going to make it. Oh shit, maybe we're not going to make it. Maybe we'll go for another shot. Oh shit, we dropped down. We got another chance. Oh, we went down further. Oh, we recovered. Thank goodness. Oh no, maybe we're not. Maybe we're down. Oh, we went up to the top again. Maybe we're actually fucking doing it, guys. Back down to 50%. Shit, what's going to happen? Oh my god, it's going up. Oh my god, we're back up at the top. All of this meant nothing. And there's a move, right? Anyway, that's like a Fisher Price outline of how market psychology works based on like a head and shoulders, and there's lots of other patterns, and they've all got different psychologies, and like lots of those other patterns would include something such as a cup and handle, which is a continuation pattern, right? This inverted head and shoulders fits with this downward slope, but it may well be that we're forming like a larger cup and handle, and that's seen with this move, the 50% retrace that we hit on this fib. From the bottom to the top. top, and we came in here, and you can see that we touched the 50%, the 0.5 line. So that makes this a valid cup and handle, and it's also got a measured move off the back of it. We'll get rid of that fib because the charts are already far too crowded. And you would say from this that the measured move is a similar deal. It's there to there, right? And you would draw it on at the break of the handle. It's the same as the thing, so there's more validations that you might be coming up to these sort of areas. This is just this pattern resolution, which would be the start of the new trend, which we will then determine some areas above and over and above that where the prices might be taken to eventually. But first off, we're going to start with this one. I'll show you the next stage in a second. And then also there's other formations that could be talking about, as well as the inverted head and shoulders that's coming right at the tip of this move, and the slightly larger cup and handle potentially that we're talking about here, and the sort of double bottom effect that we've got at this part of the chat, and the sort of 3 slightly higher valleys we've got on price action. They're all very positive, very bullish signs. And we're also in what is technically called an absolutely fucking massive bull flag, which has got a measured move that goes from here to I mean, it doesn't even fit on that chart, right? It's massive on that timeline. So if this is our bull flag, you know, you've got a measured move off the back of this. It's something absurd, right? It's something absurd. Coming out of the back of that again. So then that takes us up in and around these 380 levels. So all of these formations could kick off and lead one into the other. What else happens up here? Well, at that stage you'd say, well, let's assume the price action is just from this fib here, which is going easy on the people that are short, right? This is like managing your expectations for what could be a fantastic fucking move, pardon my language, would be this high down to say that low. And it could well be that on this next thrust of this period from between now taking us through till in and around the start of June, we see price action kick on from a series of successful resolutions to a pattern here, with volume picking up and volatility picking up. The HPV indicator and this volume has been absolutely crushed, right? I don't know if you can see it, but that's it on large on the charts, and there's fucking nothing to see. And we already know some of the people who are buying this. So of that absolutely shit all, you know, we can pretty much account for a healthy percentage of that ourselves. So when so that's great. When the rest of the world gets the message, it's going to go freaking crazy. And when will the world get the message? Well, it's going to start breaking out of these formations. Well, it's still possible that we could get test down, and we've outlined all those different areas and why they would be excellent places to buy. We can also say that this particular time, a resolution of that inverted head and shoulders, of this potential cup and handle, which would be a continuation pattern of this uptrend that we're in, which is natural that it comes after a period of reflexive price action, or the overall bull flag, all of which have stacked together increase your statistical reliability considerably. If we add all of that together, then it could set up a series of really positive moves. And I'm not saying there won't be retraces along the way. There probably unlikely will be. But it could easily turn into what would look like a parabolic move afterwards, with us settling in and around $350, with maybe some tests higher, maybe some stalls along the way, maybe a couple of retraces, but us finishing up at 350. And then from 350, that's nothing, man. That's absolutely nothing. All that does is confirm that we were right, but we already know we're right. So big fucking deal. It's not going to make any difference to us. While other people are freaking out about the fact that it's back on, we'll know that it was never anything but fucking on. Donkey Kong. And then from 350, you're thinking, right, so this is a positive move. Where does our fib take us? We drew the fib on earlier. The first target on that fib, if you're like a paper-handed bitch and you don't actually believe in yourself, it'll be somewhere in and around $410. And if you're like a proper, I believe this move is successful, I think we can really take it on, you might be looking up at the 1414 and thinking next stop $680, and I don't give a fuck what anyone says. And that's kind of where I'm leaning. You know, I'm kind of thinking, I can see all this, you know, I may be explaining it and I'm turning like why you can see that it's not just somebody drawing squiggly lines on a chart. It's how people feel at different times when how price action goes. And the thing that drives price action is speculation. And the thing that confirms people's positive bias is when statistically reliable patterns turn in their favor, as these are all fucking doing. And then, you know, once you're like comfortable with trading, things like you'll think about these sort of targets, not poxy little shitty moves, right? You know, any successful trader will tell you cut your losses short and you let your winners run. People are going to be like, we've been letting this run, and now's when we've been proven right. Is when you think some people think, well, I can shift extra capital towards this particular opportunity, and other people are forced to do so because they don't have a choice. And certain people have their trading style is dictated by purchasing power. They're going to have to. So the narrative is that things pick up steam as positivity manifests.
Rocket 500 viewers. Hit the like button,
yeah,
apes
500
rocket.
viewers. Thanks, so guys. Thanks so much. So as Sung Soo said, opportunities multiply as they are seized. This, my friends, is a very positive situation to be in. And yet we will still have people who believe in a bearish case, partly because they don't believe in the story. They don't understand their opportunity, and they underestimate our abilities. They think because we snort crayons and eat crayon sandwiches and generally do things with crayons that they weren't designed for, that means that we don't know what we're doing over here. But folks, I know what I'm doing. We do know what we're fucking doing. And we know that we're doing the right thing. And it works in our favor when things like this, because we're all together on this shit. Even though we're all individuals and this isn't financial advice and nobody's organizing anybody. When things go up and go up and go up and go up and go up, it's only logical that we would like the stonk more, isn't it? Isn't that logical? Doesn't that make sense? Don't let anyone tell you differently. When it's at this price, we like it. When it's at this price, we like it. When it's up here, we just like it even more. Okay? So that's the long and short of that. And somebody said a super chat, which was good. Let me check this out. Yo, Jamie. Matt Ledger. $2.99. Thank you very much. Just a sticker, is it? Awesome. Let me see which one it is. That guy, thumbs up, like him. Thanks very much, Matt. It's appreciated. Luke Spears super chat, $69. Bloody hell, Matt, Lucas, Luke Spears, Mr. Spears, Matt Ledger, Luke Spears, Kevin Block. That was before. Okay, thanks so much, Luke. That's very generous of you. You are very generous, ape. Thanks so much. 500 current viewers. That's really positive. Yeah, it's great to get so many viewers. I don't know what the chat is with this YouTube stuff at the minute. It's like it seems that the channel's under a little bit of assault from bots, and it's definitely not getting where it should be. Like yesterday's stream, 74% of the people who watched yesterday's stream came from outside of YouTube. That's like ridiculous. You know, most of your viewers would be on YouTube, right, when they come and view your stuff. They come from other places, 74% of the total. And there was thousands of them. Thousands of you guys watched yesterday's stream. And vast majority of you didn't come from YouTube. Like, and people were saying they were searching for my videos and they weren't showing up, even subscribers, when they go search for the videos. So I don't know what the chat is with that. Don't know why all the bots are coming along. I don't suspect it's related to anything particularly positive. So if you want to catch up with me and things go if some disaster happened here, I'll be on Twitter _Jamie_Curran, CURRAN, and try and set up something else in case of disaster. So that's that. That's updated on that. Thanks very much, Luke. That's very generous of you. And we covered some of these things. Let's see what everyone else is saying in chat. Apple Blossom, yo, how's it going? Sayed Saha, jacked to the T's. Yes, fucking right, mate. Mass spectrometer. First, she got the trophy. Mass. Why did I say she? Mass spectrometer. Why did I assume that was anything but a device, a medical device? Should I think about buying contracts with 2 months expirations? Sure. I mean, if you already got your actual shares, right? Because that's the real ticket. I mean, the option contracts get you like special treats at the Buffy car and whatnot, but you want your actual shares. Should I think about buying them? I mean, if you're asking me like with what are my, that question is really narrow. What do I think about buying contracts with 2 months expirations? I think it's safer than buying contracts with 7-day expirations. I think that. It depends which one you're buying, what the strike price is, and all the rest of it. Loads of different things. Jamie, do you have a girlfriend? No, Jamie is single. Wilfred, are you offering Wilfred Dale? I love the stink of the stonk. Damn right. No bath till moon, says GME. What else is everybody else saying down here? Catch up with people. Terry Smith, I just farted and it smells like stonk. Well, I mean, if you can't get enough of that. Bananas, potassium, it all works its way through, and then, you know, these things happen. The bots want the Dalai Lama story. Yeah, they do. They're trying, but they're not tuning up on time. And then they start talking about weird WhatsApp numbers and scams in chat, and it makes everything look bad. And I wonder, like, somebody comes along and looks at these videos and they hear all the things I say, and they think about like who their overlords are, and then they see all of these spam bots like harassing it, and they think, you know, maybe we'll just like not direct YouTube viewers to this video. Maybe we'll just let the people who desperately want to find it, but keep our main audience away. So I mean, share this with friends and that. Share the episode, click the button down there, share and do whatever the fuck you do, and you share those things. Pardon me, swearing again, shouldn't be doing that. Wilfred Dale, just cutting right to the chase. Yep, Wilfred knows it. No messing about. If you're thinking about buying contracts, then it is to exercise or sell. Yeah, all these other questions that you need to think about. It's such a massive question. Sayed, I'm not saying your name right, but I know what it was. Donkey Kong, howdy do. Good, mate. Good to see you. Isabel Chanel, Apple Blossom, you guys are chatting. Good to see. Let me see what else have I missed here, just in the chat. Native Flights here. Yo, I didn't get my alert. Yeah, nobody gets the fucking alerts either. I was talking to people yesterday, and I was asking like 8 people, and 3 of them got alerts, which is a bit weird because there was 8 people who were looking out for them. Jack to the T's, got you there, mate. Apple Blossom, Queen Bee, you're here. Apple, yo, also bloody hell, love it. Look at those, ching, 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 ching. AMC, great to see you, buddy.
If GME hits 600, I'll give you me wife.
Awesome, yeah, thanks. I've got lots of similar offers like that recently, Daniel. So yeah, sure, you get awesome. Hi, Daniel's wife. Welcome to the family. Sun Tzu would have bought GME. Yeah, Sun Tzu would have bought GME at $4, at $27, at $35. He would have been laughing his way off into the sunset with orders left with his broker to buy anything whenever retested. $38, $140. What was the order targets we all got on the channel? We got in on the channel. We got in at 40 or 38 or something. I don't know. It's all in the thumbnails of previous videos. 38 and the content. 38, something like 38, and then we added somewhere around, what was it? More recently, 133 or something. And then like I got 1 or 2 at like 156 when I wanted like more than 1 or 2. And then yeah, today I just had to fucking, you know, that was what the rest of this week's commitment is now in the bag. I watched how crayons were made on Mr. Rogers, and he specifically said to eat them. I remember. Yeah. So they are actually used for that, right? Okay, that's good. Yeah, I was kind of suspicious, and maybe you're right there, Apple. They might actually be made for eating. They do definitely taste good, right? They taste fantastic, and that's what's important. Should I think about? Oh, that's Swanky was asking that question. If you think about buying contracts with a 2 months expiration, you're talking about buying calls, probably, because you're anticipating the price going up, and you want to know if in 2 months it'll be higher, and well, I would suggest that it probably will be. You don't even need to hold them for the 2 months, right? I mean, if it's contracts and you just want them, you just want them to sell later, then the volatility is low. You could just buy them on that reason alone and probably get out and profit at some stage. But at the minute, I don't really advocate buying contracts for most people, right? I don't really advocate it. It's only some people who've got a very high tolerance to risk, have got a very big budget, and have got a particular setup with lots of shares already that I would recommend taking certain types of options. Unless you know what you're doing, and then in which case, yeah, all more power to you, mate. Go for it at 2 months expiration if you know what you're doing. They're perfectly sensible. Yeah, I mean that's a rough outline for part of what I'd tell you to do would be look for a longer expiration. to reduce your risk, because I'm only giving you like the advice that your friend might. It's not financial advice. It's just like your mate might tell you if he knew what he was saying. Like, yeah, 2 months, that's sensible. That's much easier to handle than a weekly expiration or something expiring in a week. And if you're buying a call, and you don't actually care, right? You don't actually care what price you're paying, and you're going to exercise these shares at the end of the day anyway, then hey, there might be some bargains on for you in there. But then there'll be so much volatility between now and 2 months, and like I've already outlined targets yesterday and so on, that which potentially might look better. And if you've got an options play that you're looking at and a setup, then depending on what particular type of strategy you're using, there might be times that are better to enter one, or in which case it might not be great to do it at all. I mean, it's very difficult to buy certain types of instruments when you're right at it's like a different risk profile when you're right at resistance for certain things. Who else said things? Chris, the target is 19 million, mate. Yeah, what was anyone saying anything different? The actual target. And it's not even a target where I'll be taking profit. That's the truth, guys. That's what I'm looking for to happen, to get to 19 million, so that I can like have a wee cry with the people who have like decided to take profit and shake their hand and say, well done, while I hold on to my shares in what is going to be the biggest company in the world. Derek J, you're going to hater yourself with these, with it hits 1 million plus. Oh, somebody's selling below 1 million. Well, our fallen Derek will be known as our fallen comrade along the way. I got in 5 shares at $140, and I'm not going to get out until at least $650. I'll sell 1 and sell my 4 when it hits 10,000. All right. Well, and no shaming anyone. I'm not here to shame anyone. Everyone knows me, and I'm quite happy with Derek to like, if Derek's like could be like 1,000,001 different people that are here in chat and can only afford the very smallest amounts and can only go on so much of the way. But like, what's good news for the squoils, the squeezy squoils, is that $650 is absolutely peanuts. And at that stage, there'll be plenty of people thinking, "Holy shit, the squeeze is real. I want some of this." And it doesn't even take, it doesn't even take a lot of the market dynamics or mechanics that we've been talking about for months now in order to trigger that squeeze. It just takes for the population at large to realize what we're all about, that we're not fucking selling. Just needs the world at large to realize that, and then they'll know this is an investment that can change their lives. It's not financial advice, but they'll realize that for once in the world, there is an opportunity for them to take a risk with people like themselves, and pretty sure that those people aren't going to turn around and fuck them in the ass, right? Because it's us, as opposed to what it's always fucking been. And when people know that and they think, hey, I can do this, I can take like this money, I can work this amount of time during the week, I can just make these little sacrifices, I can put that towards this particular thing, and it'll have a rate of return which is probably going to be fantastic in a short period of time compared to so many other investments.
minus $3. No taxi to Egypt.
Minus
Love ya.
$3. Minus $3, said chat. Did you all hear that? V Bardos is stealing your donations with the minus $3. Although I think he isn't actually stealing it. Taxi to Egypt, yeah, tell me about it, mate. If you don't want to come to the promised land, and this isn't directly at you, Derek, I understand that people are in different circumstances, and there's no shame here ever on the position size or your profit taking levels or whatever, absolutely nothing. I don't have financial advice for you, but I can tell you that when shit goes up like $650, it's nothing. GME's like still a value stock at $2,000 if you ask me, and I'm building in a time horizon to that. So everybody has a different one, and that's the way it goes. Vida Vardos, you're going to give me that $3 back or what? Take a taxi to Egypt. If you don't want to escape this life of slavery, if you're happy to live under the yoke of those few powerful men, then I don't know what to say to you guys, and then I don't know what to tell anyone. I've fed up telling my friends the chat, and they all know the answer. Drew40, welcome a chimp. Yeah, very welcome, Drew. You're in good company. We've had a couple of new members today, so welcome all of you guys. So that was that part. I was going to catch up. Goblin Attorney, how you doing, mate? I've seen your comments. They're funny. The premiums MG are pretty brutal. Yeah, they are. So it's very difficult looking at certain longer term expirations. So you want to be choosing your entries properly. I never got how AMC and GME could chart similarly. Is that due to the ETFs that they're contained in or something, says Scott. Not really. Not really. The ETFs isn't exactly why, but like it's at previous times when this sort of shit wasn't happening, that might have been a reason why. Personally, I don't think the charts are that similar. Maybe we're looking at different things. I mean, sure, you could put them up and you could say, oh, that looks similar, this looks similar, etc. And on different timelines, you could make them look the same. But GME is sitting above the 236 on, the logarithmic time frame on the daily chart, right? This is what GME is doing, right? Log daily time frame. Right, this is what GME is doing. You see that? That's what GME is doing, right? That. This is what AMC is doing on exactly the same time frame. This is what AMC is doing, right? Now, I'm not saying, look, these are best buy zones, etc. You got some good TA there from Rocky on AMC, and he believes in it, and he thinks it's fantastic, and he's got legitimate reasons why it might squeeze and where it might go to. They're real. But if you're just buying into the idea that, and it's true that the squeeze is contagious, but if you're just buying into the idea that the ANC and GME are the same, then my particular opinion, and my opinion has been since forever, and you're welcome to go back and look on this, is GME is the one for me, mate. It's the one for me. This is AMC. It's trading within historical ranges. It's got fantastic things about it. I can't say enough good stuff about this, right? It's fantastic. But this is ours. This is mine. This is our company. This is the one I'm looking at, right? And I'm not going to get into the specifics of 70 million shares against like 500 million shares, the price, and like matching different up value comparisons and looking between like the relative strength of each business, its accounts, its debts, its competition, its strengths and weaknesses. Like I'm not actually like somebody might do that, and I'm sure somebody probably should do that who's interested in like dispelling any beliefs somebody like me might have. But plenty of people and like that know what they're talking about, and they're not like anyway, I'm not like, I don't think that like AMC is a distraction on the power of UFOs, but I do think that to me personally, I would take it to be a distraction. And when I was saying earlier about putting in orders and like wanting to get some slightly lower and wanting to get them slightly lower, and then it's the end of the week and I put them in where I can get them because that's the end, right? And it's not that much compared to my overall position. I'm doing it because that's how much I decided I was putting in this week, and I wanted to get the best prices, but I managed my position, right? At no stage along that journey did I decide, oh well, it's just so high now, I'll put the money in AMC. Like that isn't how I would handle this situation. And I don't know what question you're asking exactly, but why do the charts look the same? Well, I mean, there's the charts looking very different, right? And people might tell you look the same. I don't know what other YouTubers are saying other than Rocky Outcrop, because like he's the best, and why tune in to other people? Feel free to do so yourself. I'm not YouTube monogamist, quite like Rocky in that sense. So peace and love, free love, enjoy it with everybody and do your best you can, and I'm sure AMC will be good, and I do appreciate people that are in it, and it's your all fellow apes and that, and I'm not going to say a bad word about it, so that won't happen either, but I'm just saying that GME is the one for me. So if anyone's unclear on that, that's the answer. If you're looking for actual good answers on where AMC is actually going, and from somebody who's bullish on it from a realistic perspective, who's got really good targets, and when I say realistic, I don't mean I don't mean realistic, like, I could take realistic as in it's not too high. I mean realistic as in his technical analysis is reliable. So when he says targets like up 17,000, 25,000, 38,000, 70,000, 100,000, when he says those targets and explains them, you'll see why he's saying them. And that's the same with me when I go on to give targets later on. We've already seen how Rocky drew us up to 19 million here. And that wasn't some sort of fucking joke that we used to like laugh at idiots who don't believe this, or like some sort of, oh, let's tell ourselves this story or some shite. That was based on technical analysis that shows the waves of these moves, that like statistically reliable information, which means that whether or not the chances of it are high aren't exactly the point, are they? That'll all come true in the end. The statistical reliability of certain things at certain areas is reduced because you have to build in the frequency of these sort of things haven't happened before. But like we all know, chat, this has never fucking happened before. We've never had a chance like this, a chance as good as this. We may never ever get another chance as good as this. And when I talk about this, I'm saying this. What GME could do to certain people. And I'm not saying that's the end of the story either. We take it on a notch afterwards. Is everything still working in the chat? I've answered that question, I think, and I appreciate that I got it. Thanks very much, mate. I was able to make my feelings clear on that if anyone was in any doubt. What else are we saying over here? Can we all get the likes to higher than the current viewers? That would be dead nice if we could. I mean, some people are watching on their TV, so I'll accept that you don't want to give me a like, and that's cool. Other people, if you're finding value in it, please hit like. Maybe that'll mean that YouTube actually tells somebody that it's fucking happening. That 19 million, I'm going to sell one share, Troublemaker says. Yeah. One share, there you go, guys. Wouldn't piss on you, but I'll give you one share for $19 million. Yeah, has anyone got an argument with that? I think that's pretty fucking good, Troublemaker. The Adonis. Hey, mate. Calendar spreads might be the way to go with calls. Yeah. Yeah. Just take it simple. Look at it like calendar spreads. Look at it like a grid. Got any other advice for that, mate? That guy Adonis. You sound like they want to do it. Sean Anon. I'm paper handling one share at 69 million with hodl the rest till moon. Yeah. After 69, then we can start talking about moon. I'm with you, Sean. Jason Cornell, Savage live chat. Awesome, mate. Jason, thanks very much. Is it Savage? I don't know, mate. I'm fucking holding back, I tell you.
$BABONILLIN, take it or leave it.
A baboon. Where are you, baboon? What did you say? A baboon. I'm trying that. I'm trying, but am I getting it right? A baboonillion. A baboonillion dollars. Take it or leave it. Take it. Deal. Deal? Vic Vince. It's Vic. It's Vic. The man with the V name. Vic Vince. Thanks very much. That's very generous of you, Vic. 55 SEKs. Now, what are these SEKs? Sexy exy kexies. Aaron, all I have to say is, thank God it's Monaco weekend, so I can take my mind off all this and decompress. Go Lando. So you like the fast cars, do you there, Aaron? I was talking about one of the early Formula 1 games earlier. That was good fun. Haven't had time to do that sort of thing in years. You know, this is the greatest game ever played. You know, and if it's not even this stock, another one, I still enjoy this game more than anything else or any other sport at the minute. And everyone keeps asking, when? Why? Just huddle. When volume starts flying, we'll start flying. Yeah, totally. That's it. Like, it's not for us to wonder why. It is for us to buy and buy and buy again. Rocky Outcrop, keeping everybody sorted in chat. What will I go on to next? I'm sure I've got plenty technical analysis. If you want to see that, I'll go back to it in a minute. Where's the floor price as per your analysis? Well, you see, this means the floor price. What does that mean? You know, that number used to mean where we're never going to go lower than from here. That's what that used to mean, the floor. But now that's taken to mean where is the floor for people like us, where we're never going to accept any fucking sort of conversation. And mine, where I'm not going to accept a conversation, right? I'm not going to even entertain the conversation, right? I'm not going to give them as much time as I would to a troll in chat. Sorry, hey Jamie, move your something I do to the right side so comments don't cover your pretty face. To the right side. Is there comments coming up somewhere down here that I'm covering? Comments cover my... Am I underneath a chat box when people have got a certain view on their screen? I think they are, right? Because then... No, because then the chat would be on the right-hand side. I don't understand, guys. If I could put myself here. Hello, I am the price action. No, that's not funny. Right, I'm going to go back over here, guys, unless somebody thinks that they want me somewhere else. Or I could go up here, right? Is this better on a TV? I don't know. If somebody wants to tell me to go somewhere else, I'll do it. I'm up here. I'm at Moon already, and this suits the conversation I was about to have. So somebody says, where are your floor? Well, that's a very personal question. But I'll tell you, because we're in a very intimate setting, and we've had such a long conversation already. My floor is 19 million. At that point, you can come and ask me for a share, and I'll tell you to get the fuck out of my garden. Swanky, of course, brother. Thanks, Swanky. Thanks, that Dad Tempo. Thanks, Daniel. I watch on my TV, but pull chat up in phone and like on phone as well. Awesome. Thanks very much. Yeah, that's right, folks. If you've got a TV, then you probably can afford a phone. And if you've got a phone, you've probably got internet access. And on that internet, there is this app. And on this app, there is this dude. And fuck, is he bullish on GME. So go on there and slap the like button. So that's some things that people have said. Oh, Martin, mining boom. Why did I say Martin? I don't know. Mining boom. Hey, Jamie.
Squeezes. Happy Friday drinks.
Hey, Jamie, when it squeezes, that's not what Mining Boom said. That must be yet to come, or as in the past, and Mining Booms is now going to come. Let me see what's happened. $1 billion, take it or leave it. That didn't get read out, but that one did, and now I'm getting confused. What is happening? I can look here. Mining Boom super chatted. $5.49. What a lovely number. Hey, Jamie, when it squeezes, does standard TA go out the window, or does TA consider squeezes? Happy Friday drinks. Well, what I'll do for you is... I'll give you a little touch of what will happen with the TA during the squeeze by, in a moment now, going over and looking at the weekly time frame, and I'll sum up the TA for a week. And you can imagine all that crazy ass price action happening on the weekly chart. You can imagine that being what will happen in the minutes, the 1 minute, the 5 minute, and the less than 1 minute chart when the squeeze is happening. And I'll do TA on the weekly time frame, and you can imagine that this is all happening, all these all these bars will be happening on the 1 minute, the 5 minute, and you'll see some TA, and it won't be the TA that I'll be doing during the squeeze, because the prices will be different, right? Obviously they won't be in this range that they're currently already set for themselves. They'll be up in this other fucking range where we've set for it, and at that point the TA will be different, and I've got absolutely no problem with doing real TA at that point, and telling people everything that I think, and I'm not going to ruin this whole fucking thing by saying everybody sell. You'll not hear me say those words. You will hear me signify points at the chart which mean certain things, and I'm not going to say anything on the way up that would encourage anyone to sell, because that's not sensible when you're in a blue sky breakout and you don't know where you're going to trade. And this isn't me trying to protect or push my book, because I frankly know what's happening once we get up here, so I don't give a shit about what other people decide to do. And nor do I think there's enough of them for it to make any difference. But the point being, and this isn't the area anyway. What the fuck area is that? Like whatever the fuck. 2,450 is the new base, right? This chart says we're going to 2,450 already. It screams it at me. What time frame there? That's the daily time frame on GME and the log chart. It screams it to me that we're going to 2,450. That's what this says, right? If you're looking for, oh, Jamie, what's your next price prediction that we can all actually hold you to, it's that the prices will reach $2,450. That's a fucking stick on in my mind. And I say hold you to, it's not financial advice. It's just I live and die by my reputation. I put it out there because I'm better at this than most people, and they've got their strengths, and I want the people to know what I'm good at, and it's fucking this, and tell you it is, and it's 2,450. That's what it is, And is that the top? Is it? Fuck, that doesn't even tickle my. Anyway, so what else were we talking there? That was super chat, so I was supposed to be getting back to. Hey Jamie, is squeezes standard to the work? Well, Mining Boom, yeah, it works, buddy. It works well. It works fantastic. Happy Friday drinks. Thanks very much. We were thinking we'll do a drinking stream with Rockstar, but that may not be possible because I'm already not getting frickin' the YouTube love that YouTube should be giving a channel that's attracting this much attention to their platform. You know what I mean? If someone's attracting 74% of the viewers of a video are coming from elsewhere, probably people on your platform will like it too, eh? You would think so. Anyway, whatever. Having an argument with an invisible entity. Vic Vince, $1 billion. that was the TA, but I saw other ones come up here, and they were super chats, and I want to read the super chats. So how do I get them back? Because I may have missed others, and I don't want to miss them. Luke said 500 viewers, and that one's still standing out because it's a big one, so it lasts, so I can definitely see it. But the other ones aren't as big, so I don't get to see them for as long, which seems a bit unfair on me, to be honest. Hey Jamie, when it squeezes does standard TA, right? So I got that one from Mining Boom, and I think I answered that, and I will show you in a weekly time frame in a minute here some more TA. Vic Vince, frickin' hell, I'm getting so confused by the Viviviz. That was the $1 billion. We read that. I'm going to check if I've missed anything that's still on screen. If it isn't, that's pure robbing me. Drew, welcome to Chimp. Yeah, we saw that earlier. Welcome, Drew. Welcome, everybody, supporting the channel and the membership thing there. It really makes a big deal. Thanks. It is a big deal, and it makes a big difference. Thanks so much. V Bardas donated $3. No taxi to Egypt. Love you. Yeah, there are no taxis left. All those people have already gone. There's no taxis left. This was the taxi rank. As you can even see my cursor there, because I'm on Streamlabs trying to see these messages come in. And yes, to the people who've left me comments saying that they don't want to necessarily watch the full video, not that they don't want to, but they don't have time. And Super Chat donated $1. I don't think I got that earlier. Yeah, I did. Super Captain, Space Captain. There's those people who say like, oh, we don't want to see how many shares your cat owns. I completely empathize, and I'm not here to waste your time. It's only designed to be entertaining and informative and educational at the outset, I hope. And so what I try to do normally, and I do in nearly every video apart from last night's, is I'll add chapters, so they'll have the pertinent information, which is like as parsed by me. And like, trust me, I would know what's the bits that are interesting and aren't, so I'll tell you about the bits that are, and you can see it from the chapter headlines, and I'll put that in the description and in the comments, so that you will be able to find it, and you can get through to the place you need the most. I could publish little clips of these things and then put them out there, and I'm thinking about doing that. If you let me know in chat what you think, is that like a sensible decision, or are people going to just jump on my back and say, look, he's here for the fucking ad money, despite the fact that I F and blind constantly? All of my videos like fail to meet any of the significant advertising rates that you might hope for. And so just let me know in chat what you think. Like if you'd rather I did publish some, or in comments after the video, if you're not watching right now, if you'd like me to publish like individual clips about things, then I can look into doing that. Right? I'm happy to do that if it helps Ape Gang. Happy to do that if it helps Ape Gang, even though it's a wee bit more work. I'm going to say a wee bit, I mean, fuck's sake, more work? What? I watch on my TV, but I pull the phone up. Thanks, that was Daniel, and I didn't get any. I've got. Is that tinnitus? Love Rocky. Wow, I didn't see that emoji in ages. Nice. That's AMC again. Thanks for contributing so much. There's Syed Saha. Thank you. Oops, typo. Thank you. I'm not sure you're talking to me or someone else, but you're very welcome. I'm sure. Derek J. I think that's the first question though. How many AMC shares would you need to buy to get to the same return on a squeeze versus one share of GME on its squeeze, taking into account target floors? All right. Well, you're talking about comparing things together and looking at targets. Yeah, I see what you're talking about. And then you're going to work back and say which one's the best. Like, you know, like I was saying earlier, we meet on this stream not to celebrate, not to preempt, and not to presume. It's not necessarily true to say everything's going to squeeze necessarily. And while the squeeze may contagious, it's not necessarily that you know, think about it like this, right? And I'm not drawing anyone into making any decisions, right? And I imagine that if people already, because some of the people like AMC won't understand that I quite like it, and they'll think, yeah, he's not saying good enough things about it, right? They'll just get that shite. I've already got silly things like that from people who are in AMC that think I'm not, but I like it. I've got like small XX shares in it, and it's just like whatever. It's just like I'm not selling it either. And I don't need to, because that's not how I live. I'm not a YouTuber that makes money from YouTube, right? I am in, as you can probably imagine, with 494 viewers and that. The point being, I may trade for a living and I trade other things and that. But anyway, you're looking at the comparisons between AMC and GME, and look at it like this. Do you think that there's people who are going to, as GME, are going to paper hand bitch out of it and then jump into AMC? Or do you think that people that hold AMC are going to paper hand out of it and jump into GME? What do you think? That's the question I would ask. That's the question I would ask. If I was more heavily in AMC, I'd ask that question. But I'm not, so I'm not asking that question. I got a new member. Whoa, all right, buddy. Who is this? Thanks so much for helping. CD Burn Guy, you did a posture check. Yeah, fucking right, mate. Posture check, drink water, get some fresh air. We need you and care about you. That's so nice. Oh God, that's nice to get nice personal messages. Thanks very much. Thanks very much, CD. I've got a cup of tea, but it's cold. With Rocky, it's tea time with Rocky. Rocky, stick kettle on, Rocky. Rocky's in the kitchen. He can stick kettle on. Thanks so much for taking care of everything in chat, Rocky. What you do for me, I wish I could do better for you. Why not both? Hell yeah, I have money in both. Yeah, why not have both, right? That's exactly right. That's what another thing that I thought, like, why not have both, right? But I'm a GME man. You know, I'm not criticizing AMC. I fucking am in, right? Like, I really, truly am in. And, like, one of the ways you'll understand and know that is because you make know Rocky is my brother, and he's into AMC quite heavily, likes the thing, trading it, i.e. buying it, and, like, you know, if he's not having an argument with me, can you please not have arguments with me? But yeah, I mean, why not both, right? The only reason that you would say why not both is because you really like one, and I really like GME, and I'm fucking clear about that, I think. Paper hands, stinky hands in a book, slam book shut, pressure turns paper hands to diamond hands. Yeah, just slam them in your book, in your hands in a book. Anyone who's trading these things, you spend at least a couple of hours a day slamming your book closed on your fingers. Now, that is not finger advice. My floor is $1 million. Well, Stefan Urkel, that's not unrealistic in my book when we think about all the market dynamics on play. We'll tune into this live stream, and if we get there, I'll shake your hand. But again, it's not where I would recommend selling, though I don't recommend anything, and this isn't financial advice. And you know, I'm not necessarily here to make money. It's quite obvious, right? What motivates me should by now be fucking obvious. Andy is here. Where is Andy? Andy. We love Andy. Right. So Alexander McGregor, who is the one who made that hype video, which was amazing, Alexander. And if you ever make anything like that gain and could include me in that stuff, I would absolutely fucking damn grateful. It was amazing. And everybody who made those videos, they were brilliant. But ones that are like got like the whole boom and advert stuff and hype video stuff and everybody like yes getting riled up and stuff like that, they're the fucking shit. That's where it's at. That stuff's crack. That's like so Moorish, you know. I thought it was the coffee I was drinking at 10 o'clock at night that was keeping me awake until I realized that it was that video on repeat. And God, you know, clockwork banana here, folks. This is what this is. This is the clockwork banana. And Alex making it that touch of fucking adrenaline. It was brilliant. AMC will paper hand, maybe not, right? I mean, and what is paper hand too? Relatively, like they're all waiting on 100. I mean, I'm just also in it, so like whatever. What is it? 100 grand, right? I mean, same sort of attitude I've got over here. Really, it's just they're in that and I'm in this, and like that. So there is a tiny distinction. Hell, I have money in both. That was you. That was cool. Yeah, cool. Like so many people's got money in both right here. I'm not. This is not by any means. And maybe that's why people have tuned out from 556 down to 400 and something. Maybe that's because I wasn't like, come on AMC or whatever. But like whatever, I mean, I could do it, and I'd probably like. I know for a fact that the number of people watching this stream would probably more than double if I was talking about AMC. I know it would, and I could fucking say all sorts of good shit about it because I believe in it too, and I think the chart says good things. Like we touched on it for about 12 seconds earlier, and I thought that looked like a recovery, a very significant one, and the pattern it had put on in the charts was devastating to people going short. I could talk about that for half an hour without even blinking an eye. But that's not what I'm in. I'm in GME. And why am I still fucking talking about this? I will be willing to part with one share if Ken dresses up as a sexy maid and I can walk him around the streets of Chicago with a leather leash on. Yeah, at 19 million. And then at that, in order to take it, he has to stick his head between his legs and kiss his own arse. I think that's a good plan. But, you know, because you have to be careful. You might just want that anyway. You don't know. And then you get a short deal. You could have asked for more, right? And the trick of any negotiation is to let the other party make the first offer. And then you tell them two things. You say, double it, and then go fuck yourself. And they come back with the double that number. And then you say, look here, we've got a bitch. We've got a bitch, and we're not giving it to him until he identifies that he's given up absolutely every single possible thing that he possibly can to get this thing. He has to commit absolutely everything that he possibly has got and can ever get, and he has to make it obvious that that's what he's done. At that point, I'd accept that, and I know that that's a lot more than 19 million, guys. I know it is. So that's the way it goes. Bye, Aaron. See you later, Aaron. Have a good weekend, mate. Aaron Baldwin. Work calls again today. Oh, buggery. Pardon me. Bad language. Unlucky. But you got to do what you got to do. So I've got to run again, and I have to watch on replay again. Thanks very much for tuning in, Aaron. You're very welcome for that. Have a great weekend, Rocky. Thank you very much, guys. Ape and Citadel just sold off crypto so they can delay the longest. You think? Maybe, maybe not. Personally, I think the crypto stuff is interesting. Okay, Alex, thanks for your insults and input. I appreciate it. As I said, 15,000 to 25,000 is where I am selling, and I call it good riddance. XXX hold last year in October. Well, everybody should be nice to each other in chat, right? It doesn't really matter what anyone else's sell targets are. But insults here are all meant as friendly banter. So if somebody says something insulting, remember you're an ape, and the person saying it is an ape, and it doesn't mean that they have anything but positive. Like, apes don't have deep negative feelings. We don't actually. We just like bananas and like make jokes about things all the time. So that's really what it is. And so everybody stay friends. Like that's an order. And yeah, so where is that bit of chat? I just fucking lost it, so I don't even know who was saying. Anna, I spoke to you earlier, Anna. No, people definitely want short videos. Okay, yeah, people definitely do want short videos. Yeah, I know that. But you know, there'll be ads at the start of them and end of them, and people will say, Jamie is doing this for ad money. They will fucking say that. You betcha they will. And I'll get another pillared with another thing that I don't fucking deserve and I never fucking asked for. I'm only here to help people. Paper hands, stink hands in stunking book, and that matter, hit like and get your friends to watch this video. I have an idea for you to grow your channel. Make some short videos with some specific teaching points about trading. People like me like short videos to take in complicated info. Yeah, cool. I can make some short videos about those things. I have got longer videos that will tell you everything you need to know to get up to the basic standards, so that you can then follow along with my live streams. But like, you're right, that probably would help people. It would probably help other people a lot more than it would help me, to be honest, mate. Because no arrogance or that, but I can help people improve their trading significantly, even people who are already very good. And so that benefit to me would be great and all, but like, I'd want to do things that also benefit GME. That's part of the reason why I'm putting so much effort into the content this week, is so that like we all galvanize. You know that song Chemical Brothers? Stick it on in the background. Listen to Chemical Brothers. Alexa, play Chemical Brothers Galvanize. Do you think both AMC and GME will run together? Yeah, I do. If AMC ran first, I would consider putting a larger chunk of extra onto my GME position, but right now I won't mess with what I have. Yeah, there's no point jumping between two running trains either. If you're committed to one, that's great, right? I'd advocate that as to be sensible advice. Hey buddy, I'm in both, so I've got past these things. Andy's here, got past all that. Julius Miami, great idea, Cachoverador. What did you say, Cachicho? Where's Cachicho? He has got good comments. What websites give better data than iBorrowdesk? Stefan, how's it going, buddy? Hope you're doing well. It's Friday. Hope you're having a good Friday. Hope you have a good weekend. It's great to see you back here. Stefan is one of the heroes of this channel. He does so much to motivate me get into doing this thing for all of us. What websites gives us better data than iBorrowdesk? The website that you want to be going for anything, and the only one you can actually trust, and even then it's manipulated, is the Nasdaq's website. That's the end of the story. It took you a couple of weeks to get your information, but that's where it is. And iBorrowdesk isn't terribly bad. I mean, it's like, is it? There's also Ortex, they're going to tell you some of your information, and like, apparently some people have started trusting them again. Like, fuck knows why, but like, if that's the case, then they're valid, fine. I haven't looked into it. I just stopped trusting myself, so stopped trusting them. Somebody got their Alexa playing. Queen Bee, yo, awesome. What was I talking about? I can't remember. Jason X, yo, how's it going, Jason? Stefan X, Trading View. Yeah, I'm on Trading View if someone's asking. Worth is life. It's time to push the button. Yeah, fucking right. Catch you, Trouble. Have a good weekend. Yeah, have a good weekend. Thanks for the nice comments earlier, Trouble. Isabella and Apple Blossom. Everybody have a nice chat there. They're talking to each other. Julius, how you doing? Queen Bee. Right, cool. So I'll get back and look at some weekly time frames there. Space Captain. Hi, Andy. Who's Andy? Ape Andy. Ape Andy, the legend. The man. The legend. The MC. and now taking over like mainstream national news networks. It is Ape Andy. At least I think it is. It may be another Andy, in which case, hello. Hi Jason, sorry to hear that, sir. I'm also sorry for it, but I don't know, I haven't heard it. Haha, Apple Blossom, father of the bride. Chris, cheers Andy, thanks. And Queen Bee, and who else saying things? Peter Van. Peter's here, the Glue Brothers, at it again, keep at it. Thanks Peter, yo, how you doing? Good to see you, mate. Thanks for dropping in. CJ Williams there. Luke is there too, obviously. Luke, and Tony's here. Hi Tony, how are you doing? Good to see you, ever present. All these great friends. Alexander McGregor, there he is. The man with the amazing video making skills, put him right up there. Native Flight, obviously, right, so I've caught up most of you there. I hope I'm not missing people, and I also noticed that PH3HD
Accelerate the revolution.
No, PH3D, accelerate, yeah, accelerate it. Is that reading it all out, or is it only reading a bit of it? Start an OnlyFans page. Daniel, start an OnlyFans page with Naughty TA, and I'll be your first subscriber, and that'll accelerate the revolution. Aye, why didn't you read that out, text-to-speech lady? That's the true story right there. The important bit was at the start. Okay. Start an OnlyFans page with Naughty TA. Wouldn't that be funny, right? I could actually easily, like, and it would crush other TA channels. I could just give the TA to lots of, like, attractive men and women and sit them down in front of cameras and go, like, cam chat thing, and you'd have to pay them, like, $15 a minute to give you TA. And, like, it would be like a win-win for everybody. It probably attract loads of attention. People be like, oh my god, what is this absurdity? Michael K, Tradespotting, do you think the stock is currently manipulated due to delay the launch? Yeah, I think that it's not currently, but has constantly been manipulated. All markets are under manipulation constantly. This particular stock, maybe more than any other stock ever. And that has only increased that train, which we talk about trains here a lot. That train doesn't change direction, doesn't suddenly start going right for no reason. It's on the tracks that are headed in a certain way, and it's only speeding up. That manipulation is only speeding up, and considering the position they're in, what you would expect it to. And yeah, I mean, we're well past the, like, this is a nice way to talk about it. You know, so other people come in and they ask, like, oh, the squeezing they're going to happen. And then they're like, well, I've got this logical reason. And you have to tell them, like, look, mate, that's not how logic works. It's actually a much bigger picture than that. And you're picking piecemeal out of things in order to construct an argument that fits with your bias, which has brought you here in order to express your own disappointment and struggles of frustrations with life, that you're here to have stupid arguments and I can't bother with them. And anyone who tries to talk here, like, about shit, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I'm not listening. But, like, that question, do I think it's being manipulated? Yeah, I do. And does the TA tell me that's what's happening? No, the TA doesn't say this is being manipulated. It says that, like, the prices, when they go to certain places, that there's no strength behind it, you know? So, like, when we were down here and the prices were, like, making lower lows than over here, does my cursor move when I say these things? I'm going to try and get up all the chat and the thing at the same time. So I'll move this over here. And then I get the chat up so I can see what they're saying in case you just ask me questions when I'm doing TAs. Get rid of that because we don't need it. And I can move that over because that's better. And then Streamlabs, do you want to actually do it? There's the chat there. Oh shit, this one's moving much faster. How come I didn't see this chat earlier? Right, okay, Banana's in the chat, so SK, welcome to Chimp. Thank you very much for joining up. That's really great. Appreciate the support. Desperately great news. Thank you. And bikinis. Yeah, let's get them hot chicks in bikinis and hot tubs. Well, I was thinking guys as well, right? There's plenty of girls that watch this channel. Ladies and gentlemen. Surprising amount, you might think. But I didn't find it surprising. I was surprised it was all guys at the start, because I know, like, girls, and they like GME just as much as I do. John, I don't know if there are any. Oh, Richard at Hallam Faux shows. Okay, user actually have an interest in living in the Balmoral clock tower, if that helps. Plus, he is skinny. Haha, this is another looks like Jamie thing. It is. I know it is. And I can't talk about that Balmoral clock because I don't want to give away my exact location, you know, because some people are freaking crazy. But suffice to say, I see the clock often. Stefan Urkel, I disagree. We don't need Elon. It would be so easy for him, though. Yeah, we definitely don't need Elon. And if you think Elon's in anything that doesn't benefit himself, then you're kidding yourself. Has anyone noticed Annie's pink nails? I haven't noticed Annie's pink nails. Alexa, please don't sell my GME. Fucking hell, Alexa's really getting... Who? Alexa's with Amazon. Amazon, I suspect, would like the GME. Boris Johnson. Brandon Johnson. Who's dropping Eves? Who's dropping the Eves, Brandon? How you doing, Brandon? Start OnlyFans. I got that message. Back up here. Okay, great. So these ones. Stefan and yeah, right. So sorry everybody who's had to bear through that on the watch back period that weren't interested in me reading out things from chat. I quite enjoyed it. I like catching up with everybody. When it comes to squeeze, slowly catch a monkey. African proverb. So is that African proverb? It's a good proverb, but I don't know if it's African. My gran used to say it. Swanky, good advice. Both will squeeze. GME seems most likely to squeeze harder. Didn't dilute free shares as much and has much better future. Could look better than AMC. Well, there's one take on it. Like to eat. Yo, how's it going, mate? Do you think that short hedge funds are pumping crypto so they have enough money to weather the storm? I don't think that'll get them enough money to weather the storm, mate. I think they're absolutely fucked. I think that enough money to weather the storm. You mean weather the storm as in enough money to pay the apes what they demand? Well, I mean, at the minute, I'm saying if you can come and ask me if I'll sell my shares at 19 million, I'll tell you to piss off. So they're going to have to do it a lot fucking more than they have been already if they want all of my shares. You're going to just have to keep doing it, mate. You're going to have to keep fucking pumping it, and you're going to have to keep doing all sorts of other shit, and you've only got so much time because the clock is ticking. What days of the week are most likely to get short attacked? Well, it depends, you know, like traditionally Friday morning. That's the answer to that. Depends on what month of the year it is, though, too. There's lots of answers to that question, Stefan. Stick around, and in a couple of years' time, you'll have all of that information. We love both stonks. We love both stonks. Remember taxes, so add another 0 to your floor, just to be sure. Yeah, I mean, you got to pay taxes, you got to pay the man, you got to contribute to his communities in those sort of ways, and I'm a big fan of people paying their taxes properly. I'm not really particularly interested in having conversations with the people that try to avoid it. I'm just saying, yeah, you remember you're going to have to pay taxes. You also remember you've got like living expenses and whatnot, right? And when you're a freaking ape and you've got sitting on GME shares, you're going to be getting accustomed to a completely different kind of lifestyle. So you can also add that on. You know, another way to look at the floor is like, what amount of money would I want to have when I'm dead? And then add on everything I'm going to possibly want to spend before I get there, and then double it, and then say, well, I'm still fucking holding the shares because I want some of the biggest company in the world. Swanky, just found this channel, but I appreciate the information. Kind of convinced me to get rid of most of my MC and go all in on GME. Fucking hell, I didn't mean to do that. That is not what I meant. You see, that's definitely not what I meant, Swanky. And I hope you didn't do it. And you can't have done it because the markets are shut unless you're using the after hours broker and whatnot. Don't take that. Don't do that from based on what I've said. You know, use your own deduction to decide what you're going to do. And is this the place to sell AMC? I wouldn't necessarily think so, right? I mean, is it not like? I mean, even if you were I've like haven't only look at it briefly and talk about it very briefly. And when I did last look at it, I thought like it's pretty much fucking stick on for $27 and that. And you're not going to sell it until 37, and that's if you're like a day trader, a paper-handed bitch. So I don't know if getting out of it right now is advisable, and I'm certainly not giving advice either way. I quite like AMC, and I wouldn't sell it at either of those prices I just mentioned, but I definitely wouldn't sell it now. That's not something I'd be. That is not what I'd be thinking, and I quite like it. So nobody get me in the wrong. Like, and I'm sure I will get people saying that Jamie, you fucking this and you whatever. Stop swearing. Retail owns both companies. It's true. Andy Miller, AMC is traction in his opinion. Why would you settle for the second place? Well, second place is fucking fantastic, mate. And if it is second place, and we don't know which will be in second place anyway, it's fantastic. You know, it's not really about first, second. You know, 19 million, 50 million, 100 million, 200 million. It's about, for me personally, it's about getting them back for everything they've done to our lives. You know, you think 19 million is a lot of money. It would be a lot more money. 19 million would be a lot more money in real value if they weren't fucking doing this to us. And if we could stop that, then we'll save more people than you can possibly imagine, more money than you could ever conceive of. This is about more than us. This is about more than just making some fucking money and being a paper-handed bitch. This is a real thing. This is a real thing. I'm never going to fucking stop either. After we've done Citadel, I'm going to do everything I can to just to continue this on. this movement, this the greatest story the stock markets have ever seen, doesn't just end, especially after we've won. Like we're going to fucking end. You know what I mean? And this is the thing when people say, oh, but what if this hedge fund do that? Or what if this hedge fund do the next thing? If you're a hedge fund right now planning on being involved in this in any way other than that which helps apes, then you're only putting yourself in the firing line for the next time. And do you think that this phenomenon is changing? Do you think this new thrust of people getting into retail that are trying to learn what they're doing so they don't get the wool pulled over their eyes, do you think that they're going to avoid targeting somebody who tries to stand between us and moon? Do you think we're going to stand for that? Do you think it? I don't. I saw the backlash Elon Musk got for his dumping on Bitcoin and his total rank market manipulation that he's put so many people through that has cost lots of people lots of money. And somebody I really respect and admire, Elon Musk, doing that. It's completely changed my opinion about him. Like now it's like, well, fuck, the guy has to again earn the reputation that I previously put on him that he clearly mustn't have deserved because the way he behaves is so unethical, I find. And so like that does, I do think that the way he sold and dumped on everything like that, yeah, I think that was, sure, people will tell you otherwise, but I don't think that was as good as it could have been. And I look for the best in people. So don't just please people that are, it's just like anyway. I'm not giving up. Sorry, later, sister. See you later. So that's Felix. How you doing, Felix? Rick, Micker, Richard, Apple bless them. So everybody's chatting. That's cool. I'm going to go over and look at some things. There's a donation there. Great channel watching here in Canada. Nice one. You've got it's Cameron. How you doing, man? You've got lots of friends in Canada viewing as well. Hola, amigos. Buenos dias, amigo. Amiga, amigos. Now let's not get carried away, Jamie. Someone comes at me all punchy. I'm going to go. Now, let's not get carried away, Jamie. Someone comes at me all punchy. I'm going for it. Just kidding. Lol, not really. Queen Bee, sticking up for me, would smack anybody that came for me. Thanks very much. And the feeling is reciprocal. Reciprocal? Reciprocated. Reciprocated. Andy Miller, how you doing? Answered your question earlier, I think. Right, I said I covered some of those things and talked some stuff and answered some questions, and that was that donation. Thank you very much, my friend Cameron. Cameron, that's a different spelling from Cameron. I've got lots of Scottish people are called Cameron. It's a good Scottish name, but spelt slightly differently, but I'm sure it's all the same. SK, haha, these are laughing having a sausage fest. Is there a sausage fest? There better not be a sausage fest. So without buns, it's not the same. Hi, Tony. Hi. Us girls are perfectly content staring at you and Jesus Rocky. Ha! Now you're flattering me. Flattery, flattery, flattery. Give the sepalier. Give the sepalier. Give the sepalier. I'm not sure what that says. I could parse it out, but I can't understand. Goblin Attorney, I got smart way too late. If you are young, you lose job, etc. and need to tap your IRA, so you're in the bottom tax bracket and pay way less taxes and only 10% penalty. Hey, there's some good advice from somebody who has been through it before. Isn't that great? Passing on value and helping people do things the way that will suit them best in the future. You know, a bit of Schopenhauer's telescope. So that's really good help from others, one to another. Keep that great kindness up. Well done, everybody. Smash the like button if you haven't. Yes, please do smash the like button. If you feel like subscribing, awesome. And there's all these other ways to support the channel. Thanks very much. Where's my money, man? You got the Fridays. That's such a good clip. Where's my money? Where's my money? I'm sick of you ducking me, man. Where's my money? City Bull, any thoughts on some of the super stunk reports of screen captures of Robinhood paying Citadel much higher for GME shares to increase Citadel's capitalization to reduce market margin issues? So this is the suggestion that Robinhood paid Citadel higher for the shares they bought off them that they sold on to us, Citadel being the broker, and that they weren't actually buying shares when we were saying they were buying shares. They were just like, yep, there's a buy there, and that'll probably go down in value, and I'll get off the hook scot-free and never have to pay people, and that Robinhood might also be screwing people. And then when it comes to people withdrawing their shares, which they obviously didn't expect to happen, because it seems like Robinhood are completely blind to even the concept of anticipating the obvious future for some fucking reason. No, ask me why. They're an actual company that try to make money. Don't know why they're behaving so absolutely ridiculously. Then you transfer your shares out and you see they've got a different cost basis, and you're like, hey, wait a minute, what does cost basis mean? Doesn't that mean the cost that somebody paid for these things? And certainly I think you should be, that would be a correct assumption. Generally speaking, that would be a correct assumption. And what happens? Well, somebody somewhere is fucking something up, and if you could tell me that that was just somebody filling in a form incorrectly, well, I'd get a little bit fucking suspicious at this stage, under this amount of scrutiny, when you can cause so many different bits of FUD or FOMO by doing things wrong, that you would be that much of a total fanny to fill out your form wrong. I would think that would be right. Don't you think that perhaps Vlad and crew can fill out forms? Is that not what half their actual job is? Sukaskohana, that impronounceable hedge fund, they're trying to hide behind being unpronounceable. Their international group, they have 3 extra larger short positions in Citadel, just saying. Is it 3 times the size, is it? I'd like to get oversight of the size of these short positions. And you're probably talking about publicly available information there, and maybe that's not the full story, but yeah, I don't have any love for them. There's no love lost for them. So, and it's not like I'm going to stop when it gets to when Citadel's like, that's not going to stop, you know. And like, this is you know, just because you've only met me recently doesn't mean that this is like some overnight Jamie. I'm not going to stop. I'll be back in at $9. What are you talking about? Getting AMC at $9? That'd be a fucking bargain. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but hey, tune in to Rocky's show and he'll tell you. And if you've been tuning in all week, then you'll have got excellent entries, and you don't need me to tell you all the chat. Take your cost basis from Robinhood to the SEC. Yeah, so exactly. So I mean, there's enough of it happening now that the SEC will be dealing with it. You would think so, but for your own tax purposes, right? It might be like worth considering what the implications are. I unfortunately have 2 shares of GME in Robinhood. Webull will charge me $70 to transfer, I know, and then Robinhood will also charge me. Don't know what to do. Should I bite the bullet and pay the $140? I mean, duh. You could do, but it's $140. You could also just spend that on chuck in another 30 and buy a GME share somewhere else, right? And then hold on and see if Robinhood will do some deal, or Webull have some offering or something. I mean, if you're like going to spend $140 native flight, that's like, as a percentage of the value of what those shares are worth at the minute, you can just buy some somewhere else. You know, you could just do that. And the ones that you've got in Robinhood, although they're and you can't trust them, maybe the ones you've got you can't get out of Robinhood, or you have to pay. Maybe they're the ones you just keep forever and ever and ever, right? Maybe. How do I go long on alien technology? How do you go long on alien technology? I think that what you'd probably want to be doing is investing in logistic partners in the American defense procurement arena. How do I go long on alien technology? That's your best answer I can give you, mate. Sorry. And how you'd actually get your broker to engage with these sort of companies, I'm not sure. Whoa, what the fuck? Superstonk's extra shilly, is it? I don't know. Superstonk's, generally speaking, absolutely awesome. So, but I don't know what's happening, so I'm not there. I'm here. Hey, Jamie. Yo, KK, how's it going? Made Jamie stream. Sorry I missed yours, Rocky. Oh my god, KK, you missed it. That is a disgrace. But it's great that you're here. Thanks very much. That makes up for all of it. Make sure someone shares and likes this video on Superstonk. I'd do it, but I have stalkers, lol. Yeah, that'd be nice. Richard Rocky has shared it on Tradespotting, so you can cross-post it anywhere people would be interested. And yeah, and like share it with your friends and elsewhere, you know, because it's about bringing new people into the fold, and if they find that there's logic to the thoughts that we're going through, now don't get confused between logic and reason, right? They're 2 completely different fucking things. There will be no reasoning. It's not on the agenda. It's not part of the menu. Sorry, that time has passed. If you're for logic, sure, there will be logic delivered in spades, but that logic isn't something we're going to have conversations about with in order to justify it to people who want us to hesitate. We will sell all our CM radar all to the moon. I don't know who's going to do that. Why are you going to do that? Is that a good idea? I don't know. I'm not saying I know what's happening, but maybe people will do that. Maybe people who won't do that. I'm not advocating anything. I think I made that clear. Please, Captain, I'll take it, lol. Right, super stonk silly. I don't think so. I don't know, but anyway, Jason X and there's Alexander talking. Advance in Ape, how you doing, mate? I haven't said hello yet. Good to see you. And thanks for nice comments. You asked me something, and I think it was you that asked me something about fibs, and if you want me to look at it, I will do. I can't remember what it was now, though. Always learning. Woo! Hits 179.20 today on 2 million volume. What's moving the stock? Tradespotting. What's moving it? There is that's the volume, but the real float. What is the real actual float? You know, I mean, it's not like I can go and check you and tell that now. Oh, look here, I've got a website that tells you. Like, supply and demand in it. And like this is, I mean, price speculation is what's moving the price, as always, and will never be anything else in the history of anywhere ever. Look, people could also draw this as a wedge. You know, this is another thing you've got to look out for on the daily time frame. People will be thinking, oh, and it's true, it is the possibility. It's just like, you know, like I say, I'm not a fan of wedges, and I'm not sure. Like I would say, this is something that's going to play out. If the bliss dropped out, I can't see it going any further than here. What would be the measured move on that? It'd be something like that, more or less. We'll say it dropped out of that there. 236 at 156, 157. You know, imagine you could get that entry, guys, at some point next week down at the 0.5 of this move's fib, the 618 in there. I mean, I'd really like that, eh? I'd get that and I'd be like, I'm an excellent trader if I got in there at 156 again. That's what I'd think to myself. Anyway, so we caught up with chat quite a lot there, and I hope everybody feels like, you know, I do enjoy talking to you, and I wanted to get involved there. And like, I didn't see enough bananas, if I'm completely honest. I was a little bit disappointed about that. I would like it so that if every time I looked over, I could see at least one banana. But anyway, so these are stingy with your bananas, I see. Mining boom again. Hey Jimmy, what are your thoughts on eToro and Revolut for the Europeans? Are they dodgy? I think eToro is like suspicious for a variety of reasons. And
hey Jamie, what are your thoughts on eToro and Revolut for the Europeans? Are they dodgy?
Dodgy. Yeah, a bit dodgy, pal. People used to call me Jammy Dodger. What do I think? Like, what am I allowed to say on the internet, eh? And like, what's sensible advice? Like, there are worse companies for sure, but we're talking about specifically for this practical purpose. I think eToro, there was suspicions, allegedly, that eToro wouldn't allow people to sell at certain times and do certain things, right? Certain types of orders and so on. Also, I think, generally speaking, eToro have got pretty shitty fees. And then Revolut, they're not terrible. They'll give you a number of free trades a week. They've got like a better option than, you know, they've got other bells and whistles that come along with having a Revolut premium account that might be worthwhile. But there are other services that do the same job, and people have told me they're better. As with trading, I don't know. I had some shares in Revolut. Do they let people vote? I know I got rid of my Revolut. I were like turned off my Revolut notifications, stopped using it, and thought they're some of the ones I'll just leave there forever, because I can't stand Revolut for other reasons. When they tried to screw me out of the insurance product that they sell when I was traveling and using them once, so I don't like them, but for what they do with regards to stocks, like I had money in that account there, and I thought, well, fuck it, am I going to transfer it or just use this to buy GME? So they're still there. So I don't know much about them. I don't know anything about them actually anymore. I should check into that, and that was a bit incompetent of me not looking at them over the last wee while, but I hate them. I hate deleting the app because I can't stand it. Well, I didn't delete the app, just turn off the notifications. Jamie, read this. Rocky's at 5,000. Wow, you made it to 5,000 subscribers, Rocky. That's amazing, and he deserves 50. Everybody should celebrate right now by opening a new browser tab, typing in youtube.com/Rocky Outcrop, and then joining up to be a member of his or a subscriber of his. He's one of the reasons I'm here, the biggest reason I'm here today and have been all weekend. He's keeping me going. Rocky Outcrop, congratulations. I hope you still remember me when you're famous. Apple, how could he forget? Congratulations, Rich. It's great to see you at 5,000 subscribers. You more than deserve it. It's amazing. Really proud of you, man. And I hope everybody else goes over there and sees the value you're putting out, because it's fucking awesome. Anyway, I'm his brother, so I would say that. But if you check out for yourselves, try and come back with any opinion other than his absolutely top quality information. He's got absolutely fuck all to sell you, and he's only here for you and for your own benefit. Like, he deserves the subscription. What else is people saying? Oh, look at, whoa, my chat box just filled up massively. What's that all about? Now we need to get Jimmy to 50,000. Now we need to get Jimmy to 50 million. That's a better number. 50 million we need to get me to. Hello, everybody. Pace 3D to the congrats. Thanks very much. Rockets for Rocky in the chat. By the way, I think the most at-risk short hedge funds is Cessa Capital or Hap Trading. Neither has much under assets under management compared to their big brother short hedge fund, like less than 3 billion. They've less than 3 billion under management. That's pretty shitty. They're not very big at all then. Well, they are reasonably big, 3 billion. Is that the very bottom end of that rung. But the most at risk, you're at risk obviously then. You're working out like their short position compared to their assets under management and saying, well, this will be their collateral and this will be their risk, and you'll say that means that they're in touch of liquidation. And while there are other factors involved, that's the long and the short of it, really. And maybe you're right, maybe they are more. And it will be a series of cascading liquidations, not just across firms, but within that they'll have positions which themselves are like in different financial instruments, and they'll be liquidated, at different times, and that'll cause like boom, 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 boom. Hey, QE, Jimmy is on the way to 10k. Yes, hopefully that would be great. Second Bill. I've got loads of messages that I'm missing. I'm supposed to do in the weekly time frame, and I've already been live for 1 hour 41 minutes. Is he really? Holy shit, Rocky. Yeah, holy shit is right, and it's all happened recently. We love you both. Thanks, Kim Quibi, everybody there, Space Cat, Native Flight, Vance and Ape, yo, yo, yo. Mika Monty, yes, we do. Thanks so much. Thanks, everybody, for all of the support. Nice chat there. Korea making naked shorts illegal. Are they? Well, they mean, for their market, like, yeah. Like, this is the thing, a naked short comes into the existence. Some shorts come into existence naked. They can't help it. So I wonder how they're getting around that. But yeah, naked shorting should be illegal. It's a fucking joke. I mean, where does it come from anyway, right? Where does it come from? I'll tell you where it comes from. It comes from a risk that was on in the stock markets when they first invented them, and things were being delivered by horse. And they were like, well, if I'm delivering this share certificate, what about the value of it in between its my possession and the buyers? And that introduced an element of risk. And from that moment the maths was calculated, shorts became a thing, futures contracts sprung up, and risk changed forever. Rocky and Jamie podcast. Saying, Bill, I figure the best doomsdayers will likely outlive the rest of us by just a few months until they start fighting each other for the few more months, and then the zombies get everybody else. Yep, well, some people live for a little bit longer than others. Oh shit, I just missed that. Have a fantastic weekend. Oh, Orphan Pipes here, yo! Will do, thanks very much, mate. You too, Apple Blossom, V Birdos, thanks. Let's everyone be nice to each other. Right, so we did the time frame, we did the different technical analysis. We said, yesterday we looked at all the different down moves. I was looking back through the video and I was like, yeah, that's a good one, that's a good one, that's a good one, that's a good point, that's a good point, that's a good point. And I was like, wait a minute, I've said every possible target. So if you're looking for various entry points along the way, you'll see them in yesterday's video. They'll pop out of your ears. But it's not a question of like following all of them. It's you want one or here, don't you? And like I was saying at the end of the stream, if you wanted to get in today and you want to
have a fantastic weekend.
Thanks, Orphan. Then now was their time, but there is also potentially an entry around 155, 156. There is potentially that there, and if it happens, that would be where I'd be looking to get, and that would be what I'd start off with next week, thinking where my orders might go if I was adding to my position, which I might do at some point during the week, but no guarantees because I don't know how this week's going to all add up in other areas of my life. Right, not prepared for dragons. Oh, do you want to look at the dragon formation? Like, this is actually... Oh, you probably aren't talking about that, but there is also potentially a dragon here. Maybe I'll talk about that on next week's episode. because it could start doing some of its stuff, and then you'd be looking up at this 1414 target and stuff. And trust me, chat, you want to be tuning in for next week. It's fun. It's very much fun. That's why everything this week has been designed set up for talking about that. Next week's going to be fun. Just everything. I've got all of these chats. Great. Everybody's great. Space Captain just subscribed. Oh yeah, just subscribed to Rocky. Awesome. Thanks very much. Everyone who subscribes to Rocky, as well as doing themselves a favour, you're doing me a favour. Hey, Jamie and Rocky, would it be possible to add a lower Patreon subscription price for those who want to support you but can't afford $20 a month right now? Thank you. Yes, it is, Adrian. I'll stick that on. No problem. No problem at all. And thank very much for suggesting something, and all of your help is appreciated, and certainly is a possibility. Yes, please. Yes, please. Thank you, and yes, I'll set that up. No worries. I'll set it up after the stream today and see how that goes. So, yep, you can support me on Patreon too. Patreon.com/Tradespotting. Right, that's what I would have called it. That's sensible. And that is where you can support me and all of the stuff I do. Thanks very much. Anyway. Oh, you want to see the dragon formation? Of course you do. Of course you do. Of course you do. Of course you do. But we're not doing that now. Now we're doing the weekly time frame. We're doing TA. We're not going to bother looking at the daily time frame. I mean, can you be bothered? Yeah, we could do it. We could do that, but we're not going to. Yeah, so a TA video on 15 minutes. I could do a video on a 15-minute TA. I could do 4 hour. I could do the one, like the 12 hour, and then the daily, and then 2 day, and I could go right up to the weekly, and I could do all that stuff. Or I could start at the weekly, and I could say, look at this, guys. This is also reminiscent of another pattern that you might have, if you trade crypto and you've thought about like the Cobra, then you'll have some funny, if you've traded crypto for a long time, maybe years, and you've looked at Bitcoin and you've looked at the Cobra pattern, and you might be thinking, oh my God, is this that? And you know, in the early days of Bitcoin and the big moves and the huge volatility, this was a real thing. So is it a thing for us now? Quite possibly. This fib, this is a mess. Go away, all of this drawings. Go away, drawings. Don't want to look at you. Go away. So this is a weekly time frame. I'm going to have to turn them all on again. I'm going to so just delete them. Delete drawings. Right, okay, so the drawings have been deleted. So good riddance to bad rodents, and that was good TA. And we'll have to like, I deleted all those numbers. So if you want that 156 target that we were talking about, you're going to have to. It won't be on my chart, so you'll just have to believe me when I say I recommended it at some point. So if you're looking to wait and not enter at current prices and hoping for a pullback, that's your entry price at the stage of where current prices look at the minute. Anyway, we're not trying to do that. We're trying to get up. This weekly time frame log, we'll go down. We'll just try it on linear for the. Can you please stop doing that, Trading View? Oh my goodness! And there's the MACD skirting off the screen. We didn't want that. So we've done the 15 minutes, the 4 hours, the daily, the weekly, and all, up to the weekly all this week. We've not done the weekly, so let's have a look at the weekly. What does this time frame tell us? Well, let's draw on that again. This is the only one that we will really look at this moment. Go away. This fib from here. Oh, that's the long position. It's been a long night. Right, fib retracement. Left to right, follow the trend down here. We'll drag it across so it's not in front of price action. And on the weekly chart, on this retracement, we're above the 236. That's very positive, and we're hitting the 382. And if we can get above that, that would start to suggest that not only is this downward trend from this Fibonacci probably dead. You know, we went through the analysis yesterday of how you do Fibonacci's, and this is the one that's relevant at the minute because this is the upward strength move, right? So the Fibonacci to analyze is the one that comes from prices going down. If we were looking, I think the person who was asking me, chat was asking me about like the 4th of November. That fib somewhere in around that low to this high, left to right following the trend, which is upwards. So your second point is at the top, and if you're looking at this trend, then you'd say, well, where are the prices now? Or they're struggling to get staying above the 236 here is very getting above it would be really great, and staying above it, closing a weekly time frame above the 618 of this upper fib that we've come through before would be brilliant through the golden pocket. It's a big period of turbulence, and this is why one of the reasons why we're talking about this area earlier. There's also yesterday, and then above us there's this fib level from this downward trend at the 382 and at around $200, which is why between 180 and 200 there's lots of flux, and then between 200 and 220 there's lots of horizontal support resistance areas. So between those two zones you can expect liquidity and then hesitation, followed by thrust in moves onto the next levels. And this is like looking at the weekly time frame, just as like zooming out and giving us like a slightly less crack moreish perspective on things. This is the story of two fibs. And I should remind you about the treasure hunt that Tradespotting channel is running, which may last for the whole year because it's so very difficult, but it would be worth it in terms of prize and reward, having figured out the answers. So, and I mean that in terms of worth it, trust me. So get involved, and if you don't know how to get involved, then it's too difficult for you. Right, so we need to get above the 382, and then we're going to aim up, and we'll be looking at the 618, and that is also our previous support and resistance, and that's up at the $300, and then $350, you're talking about getting up, touching this 236 on this overall fib here. So that's why those targets I was talking about. So, you know, when you hear me say things like, oh, 156, that would be fantastic, that's from a breakdown of a daily wedge that we're not really in, and it might actually like not fully get the whole move. So that's why 156 was the target if we break out of that to the downside, and which would be a really good buy in my opinion, 156. And then over this time frame you can take a seat back, you can relax, and you can think, well, if that's, you know, we're stealing ourselves to that level of return down the way, what sort of is this equivalent upside that we might be looking at before or afterwards alternatively? And that is, the answer is around 350, and these fibs detail those reasons why. If we were to look at the Bollinger Band and say, well, what is currently price action doing at this moment in time, let's slap them on and see what the relative price action looks like on the weekly time frame. Indicators should be one of my favorites. There is Bollinger Bands, and there they are on the bullet. So after a move like this without any subsequent retest of higher levels, you get like a useless spread. But the fact that these are starting to angle upwards is, I mean, they're coming closer together, is positive in a period of accumulation or distribution, a period of accumulation, and this period here that we've been in for a while will cause these Bollinger Bands to start tightening, because price action is so much smaller than it was that gave it this girthy top to bottom. And in the middle you've got your 20 period moving average, which is obviously it's above on the weekly. Everything's looking very positive, and you know, that's a very small moving average. We could turn that on, actually turn on our moving averages and give us a bigger picture of the time frames on the weekly. Yep, so there's all in a positive splay. The 21, your 55, 100, 200, they're all splayed out exactly as we'd like to see them. We're sitting above them. We haven't even come near doing anything damaging to touch on this first one. Even just wicks in and around there were all like a bounce. That's very positive. What we'd like to see is prices touching up at the top of this Bollinger Band. That doesn't mean the prices have to get up there for that in order for that to happen. That will come down, and as this the two bands are separated by price action over the previous 20 periods, and so as those periods change and there's less of these smaller ones and the bigger ones start dropping off, and these smaller ones start to form like this top band will naturally come down. And then if we can get price action on a weekly time frame to close outside the top Bollinger Band, then depending on how the next candle opens, if it opens and moves up, then that is an incredible opportunity and people will buy that move. And you might say, well, why would anyone buy GME at, say, whatever price that might be happening, say that happens at around $220? And you can, like, if you're following along with all these episodes, like let's say that is at $220, and let's come back and check, was it? When the Bollinger Band then opens and closes above there, you might say, why would people buy it there and not here? Well, it's because when a signal like that's given, things are about to be on a really strong trend and move, as we can identify here, right? Prices opened, on top of the Bollinger Band, went up, closed outside this Bollinger Band on the weekly time frame. This is from the fake squeeze. And then the next touchdown was your last buy. That was it. That was your last chance. That was it. That was it gone, guys. That was the bing and the bong. And then we were off. And we're still fucking off. And point being, after that one closes outside, you can expect your next one to go mental. So this is a weekly time frame, and this is why people like myself say, like, the squeeze might take a week, you know, like the actual MOASS might take weeks, right? There is no... and also people like myself would probably tell you, and I've tried to communicate this in other episodes, and I've seen a lot of different people do exit plans, right? You'll know why. I've seen a lot of different people do exit plans in this and other things. And one of the mistakes that they make, invariably they make, is that they assume that if the price action goes up like this, then it's going to come down in a mirror image like that, right? And they might have a slightly more sophisticated version of that, which looks like this. If price action goes like this, it's going to go like that, right? And they think, again, it's a mirror image. But that's like somebody who's making something up would say, right? What actually price action tends to do is something like this, right? Something like that. And so you might think to yourself, like, oh, look, this is going to do, like, it might even do it, like, you know, it might even do something like this is the thing. People paint things on charts, right? So that people make mistakes, and you have to actually do the actual technical analysis, not just look at charts and make shit up. And it might say, like they'll do something like this, and they'll say, oh, price is doing that, and it'll do something like that, and they'll think when it gets back to here and it goes below this area, right, and the prices are down here, they'll be like, oh, it's going to go down to here, and they'll be like, sell, 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 right, and they'll look at indicators that the price is obviously going to go through, right, and those, I've seen people use various different indicators, and they're wrong when they think that it means it's a fucking sell signal, and they'll sell it, right, because they think that it's going to go down to here and then continue on, because they're panic merchants. They are fucking panic merchants, right? People selling you this, or just imagining something that they don't understand and then selling it on the like as if it's a fucking reality. Actually, what happens is prices get to here, they're slightly lower than there, and then they go fucking crazy. Then they go absolutely fucking crazy, because smart money wants your money, it wants everybody's money, and it knows it can get it there because that's so fucking obvious, you know. And the people are like, oh no, but it's like that, and they've got their exit plans and that, and they're costing you money, mate. They're costing you money. Because this is more like what happens. And that, anyway, you know, if you're not a true believer, you're susceptible to saying all sorts of stupid shit. Now, get the fuck off my charts, stupid bollocks. Right. So, there's some of your weekly time frame, right? And because you're doing TA on the weekly time frame, you can take things easier. You can also look at the indicators. Let's have a look. How you see the volume, right? Well, you know, that tells the same story that we knew it was already doing. Some people might tell you, like, this looks like it's picking up. It isn't. It's dying. This volume is like, ugh. When it really picks up, you'll know about it. Let's look at the MACD on the weekly time frame. Oh, there's a crossover. What does that mean? Absolutely shit all. Because can you see how far away prices are from the 200? They are absolutely on the other side of the planet. And what does that mean? It means that this is perfectly natural. You want that to happen because then it's just going to cross back up again. And what does that mean? It's crossing back up again when we're absolutely on the other side of the planet in terms of above the 200. And does the trend and move continue? Quite fucking possibly it does. Does this go in for some consternation at this point? This, like, what seems to be negative momentum completely dissipate, a cross come up, you know. This is clearly going down at the minute, but price action looks like it's approaching the top of new highs, and the weekly things, they've just been putting in the closes. So let's see that this comes around like that there, and this comes down like here, and there's a bit of consternation at that level, and we're like, oh, is there maybe a cross? Is there maybe something happening? Let's tune in next week and see what that looks like. It won't be there because we'll have to delete it. But what happens with this here, and is that some sort of thing? Is this some sort of momentum like that, right? And I can tell you it isn't, because if it was, you would need something. You'd need to see something start forming down here, and then you'd need to see lower and lower things, and none of that's happening, right? Literally none of that. This is a positive formation. It's bullish reaccumulation. This is what happens. So, like, don't listen to anyone who tells you there's anything negative on that. There isn't. Stop doing that. Charts. Oops-a-daisy. Oops-a-daisy. So, MACD's not really giving us anything to talk about on the weekly other than to say we knew we've been in a very positive period, and that positive period is represented with this positive momentum. which is doing well. Would you say that there's any form of divergence on this? No, because that's lower, and like we said on the price, this is lower, right? This is also lower, so there's absolutely no divergence. It's all fine, and also we're at this end of this period, so if anything, with prices pushing it up here and like a little bit lower on that, that might say that there's a degree of like a touch of potentially this could turn into bullish convergence over the next week if we start seeing ourselves pull up a bit and prices here looking low. But like, is prices lower here, you know, and it's an uptrend, and so is that actually hidden bullish divergence already? Let's see if it turns into bullish convergence at the end of next week. And then let's go and look at what's else on the indicators here. Let's check out Rocky's DMI, and we'll check out the weekly trend. We've already seen that to a significant degree off for the MACD, what the weekly trend is. We can see it on price action ourselves. It's a period of ADX is strong. It was obviously going to pull back from in around the 70 area, right? This is so obvious. Like anything in around above, like above, sounds like there's a protest out street. Anything above 65 on this, you're expecting to see some sort of reset, at which point people reaccumulate. This is very positive looking at the DMI like this. You might say, oh yeah, but your ADX, your DI plus is, this is RSI, isn't it? Yeah, this is this is the Rocky Cups DMI. The colors have all changed, right? Oh yeah, and it is the ADX. Look at you can see our fantastic ADX turning up there. And you might say the DI positive is coming down, but it's bouncing off the center line. It's still obviously the dominant trend. This defines like the strength of that trend. The strength of it was obviously going to take a pause and a reaccumulation zone in around here. Say that dips down, things pick up again. That's what that looks like to me. And if that's bouncing off the center line at the same time, then that's good news. And on a weekly chart, this is like, the story continues. And what is that story? Well, it's defined by this ADX changing from red when it was in the lows, and our DI plus splitting from our DI minus. This was fucking back when everything started to look good for you know, you're looking at these sort of time frames and you're like, why would I look at the weekly time frame, right? Well, here it is back in September, October, November last year, and people were saying this trend is, look at the DI plus, it's really bullish, and the strength of it is increasing with rapid velocity. And so these are the pauses that are natural along those moves, and they continue, right? Whoosh, 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 right? Excuse my whooshes. Lee Wells, welcome to Chimp. Thanks, Lee. Fuck, you're welcome. So you're welcome. You're very welcome here. Pardon me. Hi, K-Doc. You're in your chat. How's it going, mate? Good to see ya. Thanks for stopping by. You are appreciated. Yeah, I see a member's heart flash up on screen, but it never seems to last very long when people join. I would like to be notified of it at the time. Thanks very much. Sean, Jonta, what did he say? Yeah, what did he say? Waiting for Q1 call and COE reveal. Yeah, well, 8th of June, 9th of June, there's other reasons why that looks good from the charts. And I showed people yesterday why TA can predict all sorts of crazy ass stuff, even upcoming shareholder meetings. Does Rocky ever cover GME? Yeah, he does. He covers it fucking fantastic. Screen stream, I've never seen him talk about it, so I'm hoping I've just had bad luck. You have had bad luck, Randall, because he covers GME absolutely amazingly. His technical analysis on GME is the best out there. It's better than mine. You definitely want to check out his stuff. He covers GME, yeah. And he's got GME, and he's a believer. It looks like the telephone game Professor Meatball has been eaten by a dragon after being snatched by aliens because he was given too many treats and tripped out from them being on them edibles. Is that what he's doing on that shelf? John Travolta, anyone followed the drama in Warden's Discord and know what the fuck he's talking about? Why did he become a shill? Oh, what drama? Are we talking about the drama that start of the week drama? Somebody else can probably answer that, chat. I don't. If it's more recent, I don't know anything about it, and I'd be surprised if there's more drama coming his way. Not sure if he deserves that. I've spoken to him a couple of times. Think he's a nice enough chap. I don't know what that's about, buddy. I'm sorry. Lee Wells, welcome to Chimp. Yeah, got you there. Sitting Bill, no idea, but trust whatever moves Robin Robin, Ryan makes with our company. Yeah, I mean, we trust Ryan very well. We think he's doing a fantastic job. I think he likes making money. I think he'd probably like to make a lot more, and I don't think that he'd particularly resent us making it a lot of it with him and helping him make a lot more of it too. Ruse Talkie is TA is the best as beast as well, confirmed. Legit, it checks out. No drama today. Okay, no drama today. Yeah, well, it's just the previous drama when Warden came up with what he would have thought was a reasonable exit plan. In most scenarios, it would be. And, like, my response to it, as you'll have seen, was a video saying we should all be kind to other apes because it's just a good way to be for the very beginning. And then from that exit strategy, Howard Marshall, Denbucks. Thank you, Jamie, for your wise words. Appreciate you, mate. Thank you very much, Howard. Appreciate you loads too. I'm not sure what my wise words were, but what I was just talking about there, they certainly probably weren't wise, just that we should all be nice to each other, that, yeah, walk away from drama. Fucking right, mate. Mika Monte's got it. Like, this stuff, I don't know how it happens and where it comes from and why it's so strong. But the drama's just like, whatever. Warden's 20-year-old guy, doesn't matter if he's a shill or not. Yeah, like, why are we giving him, why would it matter, eh? Like, if he was a shill, does it?
Thank you, Jamie, for your wise words. Appreciate you, mate.
But on the other hand, is it like, is he? I don't know if that would be, like, I haven't seen much evidence of that, and like I also didn't actually see his lot of his DD or his due diligence because it was then deleted, right? Anyway, just people say there was a series of things, and I don't want to drag up old news, especially if people have settled with it now and they're happy, then same here, like, it's whatever. Kaha K-Doc, it's slaughter out there at the minute. You're talking about the crypto market. At least you got some decent TV, lol. Yeah, K-Doc, you must have got in again, did you? That's what happened. K-Doc's a great weather bell for windsock for the crypto market. If he's going long, you should probably be short. Bringing from the beginning up to season 6, and Elon Musk is a smee head. Luke Spears. Yep. Luke. If Luke said something, then the answer is yep. Night, Chris. Have a good weekend. Yeah, night, Chris. Oh, bye. All have a great stream. Thanks very much, Chris. Night, night. Good on you, right? So there's 405 viewers. People have tuned out, even though I have done some weekly TA and taught some people some stuff there, probably, about the DMI and what it looks like and how you'll have a period of reaccumulation in prices that you expect to see that to happen when you see this sort of signal coming off on the ADX getting up, DI plus getting up around positive, getting up around here, and the ADX up and around. The ADX up here and the DI plus up around fucking 90. I mean, that's like so obvious you'll see some sort of turnaround, and at that point you can expect to see some sort of accumulation in and around these levels is where you would expect to see a bounce. This is very positive, and if you wanted, you could draw that trend line on there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Will this be the fourth one? Does this turn up again? If it does, that's so bullish, chat, right? It's so fucking bullish, eh? Like, I mean, this is a weekly time frame, so if it does that, that's such good news that I kind of want to get off this so people don't get excited. I'm not going to talk about any other implications from that because it's really good news and I don't want people getting excited. And oh shit, look how good that is too. That's fucking awesome. Thank God I clicked on the daily time frame to see that. This is exactly what you want to see on the daily time frame. And if you don't want to take my advice for it, look what happened over here. You know, same thing, crosses up above our DI plus crosses above our DI minus. DI plus crosses above our DR minus. When the ADX is in its very lowest and most ideal situation to start a move, right at the very fucking bottom, here, you see this here? When that's happening, you've got a period of volatility that's defined by a lack of volatility that's defined by this flash in the background that says, this is part of the way Rocky's signal is programmed. It says, Jamie, match this up with your other trading signals. Do it now. And then when it happens, you think, well, what's going to happen? When it happens, prices might shoot off from the period that box disappears and then return back to that place, which could be really good entries for some people if it goes down, which is like unlikely when this looks the way it does. This is a very bullish setup. And on top of that, Your ADX is about to turn up and do that, and it's going to give the same move it gave back here. And when was back here, guys? When was that on price action? Well, guys, that's like back here. And what do we happen when we turn on the HBV? We see that the signal was just starting to be given, and then there's another signal at that time, and both those signals are going off now, chat. Bing, bong, bing, bong. So that's the daily time frame. We've had a look a little bit at the weekly. We've done all the other stuff. If we're looking to see entries next week, I'd bite your hand off for 156. It may well be that we go somewhere else next week to the top side, and if we do, I'll be celebrating just like everybody else, because I have got everything I need. And when I've got you guys here, it's even fucking better. Queen Bee, no worries. Tell us. Everybody tell us the answers. This is what we need, the answers. What else did I have up here? I wanted to get another thing up, so that would be it, and it would be over here, and that's awful bright. And does that still work on Streamlabs? Have we got everything working? Yes, we do, so thank you. Right, so we're going to look at a couple of other things, and then thank everybody for all of their support and seeing you all in chat. It's been great. If I've missed any messages, it wasn't deliberate. I did to spend some time on it, but because I don't make short videos yet at the minute, and I don't record this and like do like, hey, look, here's a wee video on this thing. Here's the weekly team TA, and people have to look through the video to see it. So I will add chapters below. If anybody wants to do that for me, fucking hell, that'd be amazing. But whatever, I'm happy to do it, and people will be able to find their way to things, right? So that's what I wanted to say. Yes, and there was some education in there. I wanted to know everybody. Thanks for tuning in with Rocky and I this week. It's been really important. I wanted to say that at the start of the stream, because we've really kicked it up a notch this week. Especially with the free education, and like, we're proud of continuing that tradition of free education that Scotland introduced to the world. We invented free education, and here we are pushing it out still hundreds and hundreds of years later from the same street where the laws were first made. And among the statues and ghosts of the giants who came before us. So we've redoubled our efforts this week to that cause, and like we say, to shed light on our corner of the stock market, where we're fighting with credibility and passion, and to dispel the shadows of all these short men they cast a longer shadow just before the break of dawn. And remember, we own the float, we own the company, it's ours. We are GME. This is Banana Air. You are tuned in to Tradespotting, where we chose not to choose reason, but to choose what we fucking deserve. We're going to get what we deserve. We know how to do that, and we know what not to do. We don't care why. It is not for us to question why. It is for us to buy and buy and buy and buy. Love you guys. See you all on Monday.